Welcome to In the Community with Tiffany K.
And we're back with In the Community. I'm Tiffany K, and I'm back here with two of my favorite people because they're so energetic, and I love having them in here. Kristen and Alex with the Marine Corps Historic Half. Thank you so much for coming in again today.
Great to be here.
Thanks for having us.
So we have some updates to give because last time we talked, we had like a month and a half, 2 months until we got to the 17th annual Marine Corps Historic Half.
Correct.
Yeah, and now we are a week away.
Yes. It's around the corner.
It's right around the corner. I don't know where time went. So I want to go through, we're going to give a little bit of the background again for anybody who may not know. A lot of people love to hear the history of it, why it's here in Fredericksburg, and then I want to get to some of those updates that the runners may need to know, road closures, of course, safety concepts, lifestyle expo, and all of that. So whoever wants to start, can you give us a little background about the Marine Corps Historic Half?
Sure. I mean, it's a proud and growing tradition, and it's really, it highlights the relationship between the United States Marine Corps and the city of Fredericksburg. Because Marine Corps Base Quantico is just a few miles up the road here, and that, it's known as the crossroads of the Marine Corps because all career Marines spend at least some of their career at Quantico.
Okay.
And consequently, Fredericksburg being the nearest, sort of significant community,
right, in
many ways is like the hometown of the United States Marine Corps. Every Marine, gets to know this community. Many of them live in this community. Many of them retire and raise their family in this community. So, and also, I mean, the other key part of the relationship is, Fredericksburg is a colonial city with a rich history, hence the historic half. It's a hometown of our founding father, George Washington. And George Washington is someone who risked everything for a set of ideas and that became the United States of America. And Marines are people that risk their lives and futures to protect and secure the future of our nation. So there's that sort of tradition and relationship as well that we're very proud of.
And I love the connection to Fredericksburg. It's very history rich. And we've had this is the 17th annual now, and it's grown every year. Like, we're getting even bigger this year, as I understand, correct?
Yeah, correct. So our registration field is larger than it was last year.
That's awesome. And what are we expecting? What are the numbers this year that we're going to see of runners?
So currently we have over 4,300 registered.
Wow.
But we do have a lot of what I like to call the last minute Lucy's who end up registering here in the last week. Because you do find, and I think this is probably with a lot of races who would say this, that a lot of local people will wait and see what the weather's going to be.
Yeah.
And so depending on how the weather is going to be nice, or maybe how they're feeling that day, maybe there's somebody who is nursing an injury and they were waiting to find out how they were going to be feeling with that injury or something. So you have those people who end up registering kind of last minute. But that's okay. We love them. We'll take them. We would love to have them. And they can register online at marinemarathon.com up through this week.
Okay.
Or they can come out to the Healthy Lifestyle on Saturday, the expo on Saturday, and they can register on the spot and get everything they need for the next day.
Perfect. So the registration closes after the Lifestyle Expo. Is that correct?
Correct. Unless we were to sell out.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But we have a couple hundred entries left.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. Hopefully you guys get to sell out. I think you will.
We would love it. I mean, if you're on the fence, get off the fence.
Yeah.
Come down and see us. Look at our website, marinemarathon.com. It's all there. Everything about the course and the event and the expo. It's a AAA rated event is what I like to say. That's not Automobile Association of America. That's the Marine Corps version of AAA, which means, it's the Marines are accountable to fulfilling the mission. And in this case, that's delivering a great runner experience, for this community. Marines always have outstanding appearance. They always look good in uniform. They take pride in wearing that uniform, and they always have a great attitude. They're positive, they're enthusiastic, and they're gonna help get you up Hospital Hill and and make the run fun for everybody. So come out and join us. I know you'll enjoy it, and
That's the dreaded hill that we all hate.
Well, I got some
Hill.
gouge too. I got some gouge. Okay, so here's the insider knowledge.
Okay,
so your listeners will be glad. They will be glad they tuned in because we talk about Hospital Hill, right?
Yes.
So Hospital Hill happens at the 10.5 mile mark of the race, sort of at the end. The race is mostly downhill in the beginning, then it's flat through the city, and then you got to climb back up to the finish line. And we make a big deal out of Hospital Hill. So that's about 150 feet of climbing from the 10.5 mile mark to 11.5 mile mark. But then you make a right turn on a Cowan Avenue, and there's this sneaky, super steep last hill that we don't talk about. But that'll get you if you're not ready.
Yeah.
You got to save a little something for that right turn on the Cowan. And it's right before you climb up over the 95 with a mile to go in the race. So if you can get up that hill, that's a great place to really sell out, pass some people, and finish strong. So
that's good to know. Good insider knowledge. I also think it's sneaky. Y'all wait until the end to give us that hill, but I think it's a great thing because then you feel so proud when you finish that, when you cross that finish line.
I mean, it builds character. You
It
know?
does. It does. I love this.
Well, dedicated runners, part of the fun, right? You come, you do the race, you figure it out, and then you come back next year and you've got that knowledge, right? You got that knowledge and experience, and it makes you more, it allows you to achieve even more.
And how many, do you see a lot of returning runners or newer runners? Like, what's the ratio of that?
I don't know the ratio off the top of our head, but we are very fortunate to have a lot of runners who do come back.
Okay.
We actually have something called the Iron Mile Company.
Okay.
And it's all our runners who have run the very first historic half to the 16th. And so now the 17th will be, and of course, as people get older,
right,
life happens, maybe they end up having to miss the weekend or something. And so that does dwindle a little bit, but you're looking at about 80 people still.
Wow.
Who have run all 17. And that means they ran virtually for 2 years. So they were very persistent and persevered and resistant.
I love that.
Yeah, they loved it and kept coming back. And we're very fortunate that we have that.
And they're great ambassadors for the Marine Corps Historic Half.
Exactly.
Because it's word of mouth, right? It's the runners who are actually running. Hey, come join us. Come do that. And that's really big to get out there and to tell your friends, your family, whoever you can, hey, you can do it. It'll be okay, easy, and then you'll figure it out the next year.
Exactly. And I mean, a good portion of them are from Virginia. The majority of the Iron Mile Company is from Virginia, but we do have some who come from Illinois.
Wow.
And out of state who come in town and run. And so we're very fortunate that they have fallen in love with this race to make it part of their travel plans year after year.
I love this. We're talking about the 17th Annual Marine Corps Historic Half coming up May 17th.
The race will be on May 19th.
19th. My dates are off. May 19th, sorry. And of course, we have the Lifestyle Expo the day before. So let's get a little bit into that information because you were saying there's a lot of returning runners this year, and there always are. What are some changes that they need to know happening with the race? Because, they may expect one thing and then you have some updates for them.
So the biggest thing and the thing that affects runners the most is the expo in the past has been about a day and a half long.
Okay.
This year, it's just a day.
Okay.
So don't come on Friday. You will not be able to pick up your packet on Friday afternoon. You want to come Saturday morning.
Okay.
Or really all day Saturday. So the Healthy Lifestyle Expo will open at 9 a.m. And it will be open until 6 p.m. at the Fredericksburg Convention Center. If you really enthusiastic, you can come out, get your coffee, join us around 8:30, enjoy a little expo opening ceremony, be the first ones in the door. Then you get to visit with all the vendors, the sponsors while everything's fresh. Kind of get your weekend started and then go about your day, get ready for the next day.
Okay.
So, but also as part of the expo, we're doing a shakeout run. The all Marine runners are bringing their runners out, and they'll meet at the Fredericksburg recruiting substation booth.
Okay.
That is going to be there with the Marines and people who are interested. If you have high schoolers who are into running, athletes, maybe even ROTC, maybe even if your high schooler is interested in going into the military, this is a great chance to kind of get to run and mingle with some of the Marines. And it's an easy shakeout run, just 3 miles.
Okay.
Kind of get the legs loose for the next day. It's not going to be a torrid pace or anything.
Yeah.
But come out. It'll be nice. Get you ready.
That's amazing. I like that you say easy 3 mile run. I'm over here I can't run a mile, but okay, we'll go with easy. And where can they find all that information?
MarineMarathon.com.
Okay, and that has all the lifestyle and any changes that we need to know.
Yes, so MarineMarathon.com, specifically go to the Historic Half event page. It's the first event that pops up on our homepage.
Okay.
Just click View Event, and all the information's at the sub-navigation.
And for all the runners, just for those who are new too, you have to come there to pick up your bib and everything, your packet.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So that's not going to be given away on Sunday before.
No, we do have some. This year we did offer race day packet pickup, but that had to be pre-purchased.
Okay.
We're sold out.
Okay.
So you have to come on Saturday.
Okay, that's perfect to know. And I'm speaking with Kristen and Alex, part of the 17th Annual Marine Corps Historic Half coming up soon. Now, let's see. I kind of want to talk a little bit about the race in general. How do people need to be pacing themselves if people are just adding up to register maybe right now? I know we talk about you could just decide that day. How can they be safe with that?
Well, sure. I mean, I will tell you that the Marine Corps Historic Half, in the interest of more full disclosure, like I passed earlier, in terms of the course, it is a fairly challenging course. The first half is downhill, and then you finish with some significant uphills for it's only about 200 feet of elevation change. Right. But in a half marathon, when you're at your best pace. Yes. That's a pretty challenging course for sure. I mean, if you're an experienced runner, as many of our sort of key constituents and loyal runners are, then it's you're ready to go, and those are the kinds of people we tend to get as our last minute registrants. If running is something that's new in your life, then maybe signing up at the last minute for the historic half. Let's maybe think about next year's race, because it does take some time to get some miles under your belt, get you comfortable with going that distance. Right. But
you can always come out and cheer everybody on.
That's right. Well, and to Kristen's point, that's one of the reasons we were doing this all Marine shakeout run. It's an opportunity to come and talk to knowledgeable runners about running and how to get involved, how to find a training plan, how to find a mentor in a running group. Okay. It's also going to, not only our All Marines are going to be there, but we're going to have our performance ambassador, who's Peter Sherry, who's a former champion of the Marine Corps Marathon, also a 5-time All-American at Georgetown University, and has represented the United States at the World Cross Country Championships. Oh, wow. So that's somebody who's a truly elite runner, right? Who has also been a high school coach, a running store owner. He's done it all in the running world. Right. So he's the total package. If you're looking to get into running at any level, he's a great person to talk to. He'll be at our expo, so he'd love to have a conversation with you.
I love that there's education with this as well. So it's not just come run it and then you're done. You're learning about a lot, and you're part of the community as well. And let's talk about that community involvement. So we want everybody to come out, cheer everybody on if you're not racing, have a lot of fun. But there are some things to be aware of, such as road closures. So I want to get into that a little bit. I know it's not everyone's favorite topic, but we got to talk about it.
It's not everyone's favorite topic. But the good news is it's 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning. So we're not trying to
close it in the middle of the day, make it busy.
Correct. And the race itself is done by 10 a.m. So
sleep
those
in.
4 hours. You may not even realize the roads are closed. We'll see. But it is important. I do know that there are people who have things to do. I know a lot of people trying to get to church, things like that. But the earliest road closures will start at 3 a.m., but don't worry, they're very minimal section that is affected by it. It's really where our start and finish is going to be. So that's that section up by Carl D. Silver and Gordon W. Shelton. Okay. Just that intersection, it's to help us start getting ready and setting up our start finish, which takes the most time. The rest of the road closures really start at 5:30 in the morning. Okay. And then they open in what we call a rolling system. So as the last runner and the rear pace passes, the Marines get cleaned up. We leave it as good as we got it, if not better. And then the roads reopen. The law enforcement will move. They'll let everybody know. And then at that point, you can go about your day. Okay. So there are sections that are going to be only closed for a couple hours. And then there are sections that are going to be closed for the full 4 hours. So it's really just depends on where you are along the course. But all these road closures are laid out on marinemarathon.com. Just go to the historic half page, click the travel and hotel. You'll see a list of the road closures. We'll have an app that's going to be hopefully going live any minute. Okay. And you can download that. The road closures are listed on there, so it's easy. It's on your phone. If you have to be somewhere in that 4-hour span, use Waze as your GPS system. They have our road closures. They can help to get you around. They'll be built in. And we try to make it as easy as we can. We do understand it does disrupt a little bit of life.
But I think the community is okay with that because this is such a big event. There's so many people involved. So I think just being aware of that wherever you need to get, and if you can, just sleep in on Sunday. That's what I would do.
Think, there are two strategies, right? I mean, first of all, the Marine Corps Historic Half is the largest mass participation event in the city of Fredericksburg, annual event. And so I think, we start early and finish early. So you can either hit snooze a couple times and pretend like it never happened, or what we'd like even better is if, you might roll out to the curb and cheer the runners on and celebrate your community and the people that have come here to participate in the race.
I
So
love
fun. That's how you get inspired to run too.
Yeah, you see others do it, you're like, maybe I could do that. And then you join in the next year. It's always a good time. I'm talking with Kristen and Alex, part of the 17th Annual Marine Corps Historic Half. Now, what are some of the new things that we need to update on? Like I said, we talked about this 2 months ago, maybe in March. And so we've got some updates, some new things we want to put out there. I know, Kristen, you wanted to start with the participation.
Yeah. So like we said earlier, the participation numbers are up.
Yep.
Which is great. And there's more space for more. So come on out if you're ready to run that
If you're ready to run, yes.
So yeah, the participation numbers are up. Of course, the Healthy Lifestyle Expo, free, open to the public. Anybody can come out there. But even if you just want to come out and spectate and you're by the start line, maybe you're an early bird and you want to come out and see all the festivities, the Mounted Color Guard will be in town from Marine Corps Base 29 Palms. So they are essentially a Marine Color Guard on horses.
Oh, wow.
And so they'll do the presentation of colors, and then afterwards they'll be in our finish festival, which is kind of the big party to celebrate everybody's finish, which is in the corner of the Wegmans parking lot.
Okay.
Right there just past the finish line. And they'll be there for a meet and greet. So people can come, kind of meet these horses, meet the Marines, and enjoy the music to Marine Corps Base Quantico's rock band. They're going to be out performing.
Okay.
Visit with some of our sponsors. That's where our awards will be presented, and just kind of a little party.
Well, you got to celebrate once you've run all of that, especially back up Hospital Hill. You got to celebrate that finish.
Correct. Let you get a breather before you go on about your day.
And is the Finish Festival part for the community as well, or just the runners?
Anybody can come to the Finish Festival. I know, like, we'll probably talk about safety and screening.
Yes.
You will just be going through a screening point.
Okay.
So just be aware, and that's really for the safety of the participants and our volunteers, staff, all that stuff.
Right.
But, you come in and you can just go follow the music.
Okay. Follow the music. It's like follow the yellow brick road,
Yes.
right? Now, speaking of safety, you already brought it up. So let's go through some of the safety that you guys have in place for the participants, also for the community if need be, and those little things that we need to know.
Yeah, so the biggest I already mentioned was the screening point.
Yes.
And again, it's just to keep everybody safe who's around. Depending on how it is, you might be subject to search by law enforcement.
Of course.
If you do backpacks are allowed.
Okay.
Hydration packs are allowed. But again, if they think that it needs to be searched, the law enforcement will just search it.
Okay.
But no, it will. It's just
It's for safety precautions.
Correct.
Everybody needs to have them.
Correct.
Yes.
And then, of course, like, as you're out on the course, whether it's weather, if there is an emergency that does happen, please listen to the volunteers. Please listen to the law enforcement authorities out on the course, race officials, because they're not trying to turn you on the course or not trying to distract you or anything, but it's for a good reason.
Right.
It's to take care of you, because that is the number one thing, right? We love having everybody out, but health is priority.
And you'll have the paramedics out there,
Correct.
EMTs.
Correct. We have 4 aid stations on the course.
Okay.
And then one big one at the finish line.
Okay.
And then we do have EMS, Fredericksburg EMS. We have the Quantico EMS. They're kind of roaming.
Right.
You run past Mary Washington Hospital. I mean, so it's to make sure that everybody is being helped as they're trying to do this.
Right.
But, like I said, just listen to the officials, and then we will push notification out on the app.
Okay.
Social media. There's ways to kind of stay plugged in.
Okay.
If there is a cause of concern.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, these are all things that are sort of abundance of caution type things.
Yeah.
We don't expect anything but a great race for everybody. It's going to be well supported. 7 water points on the course as well, so plenty of opportunity to hydrate. 97 course marshals. So at every turn we've got a Marine pointing you in the right direction or a volunteer. But we do have a robust, well planned capacity. I mean, and the greatest endorsement I can give you of that is Mayor Devine is our guest of honor and our opening ceremony headliner. So it's fully integrated with the city. It's a true partnership in every respect, and we're always excited about it.
Yeah, and as you said, it's just precaution. We always have to be safe out there, but it's going to go well. And let me ask this for anybody who may not know, or new runners: rain or shine, this is happening?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Rain or shine. There may be like if lightning's in the area or
Of
something,
course.
there may be a delay or something. We'll be communicating this. But if it's raining, if it ain't raining, we ain't training, right? And
that's right. Well, it's why we have that nice sporty start time at 6 a.m. is because we want to beat the heat, make sure everybody has a good experience. And 6 a.m. sounds early, But actually, you know what? Once you get out there and get running and you finish, you know, that's it. You feel great. You're there with your friends and family, and you're enjoying yourself, and you still got the whole day in front of you. So, you know, I promise you, don't be afraid of the start time.
No.
Come on down.
You'll be done by 10 a.m. You can go get a nice brunch.
Exactly. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take a nap later. Whatever you need to do.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm speaking with Kristen and Alex for the 17th Annual Marine Corps Historic Half. Now, Kristen, I know last time we were talking, we have a theme this year for the Marine Corps Historic Half. Can we talk about that again?
Yeah, sure. So our theme for the half, and really for all of our events throughout the year, is celebrating women in service and communities. And so these are the amazing, strong women who have given back, whether they've served in the armed forces or they're serving their communities through law enforcement, EMS, first responders, and even some that are in public service. And so, you know, it's a way that we're able to honor them. And we have one runner who she'll be running in the historic half. Her name's Kat Schofield, and she's a retired master gunnery sergeant.
Oh, wow.
From the Marine Corps, and she's an avid runner. Okay. And she's kind of our distinguished participant ambassador. Okay. And she comes out and runs and stuff, but she's kind of running as like our ambassador of like this theme and these amazing women. And she's, since her time in the Marine Corps, she has given back to the community through volunteer and stuff like that.
Okay, that's amazing. Yeah. I love that we've added a theme to it as well. It's kind of fun. It pushes you even more.
Yeah. And you know, like Mayor Devine, like Alex mentioned, she's kind of our headlining guest of honor. She's a woman who is giving back to her community by serving as the mayor.
Yeah, exactly.
So our tagline is kind of, you know, women in service, a bond that bridges generations. And it kind of harkens back to, you know, the Marine Corps Marathon, our big brother event to the Marine Corps Historic Half happens in Washington, D.C. in October and Arlington, Virginia. You know, that event started in 1976, which was kind of really an inflection point. Because up until that point, you know, women weren't even permitted in large numbers to participate in endurance sports. Right. And then it was also a period when women started to be admitted to service academies and had new occupational opportunities and leadership opportunities in the military. And it's also the period when first responder roles started being open to women, as firefighters, police officers, and federal agents. And now here we are 50 years later. The work continues, right? Yep. But I tell you what, I mean, women are their own best advocates for why, you know, we're freer as a society and more secure as a nation because of their greater participation in leadership. You know, they lead with distinction and increasingly senior roles, you know, regardless of the challenge or sacrifice. And we just want to call attention to that.
Yeah, and I love that, and thank the women out there who are serving in those roles too. And I also wanted to talk about the teams competition. You can still sign up as teams. I know you're excited about this. That's why I wanted to bring it up, Alex. Tell us about it.
Whoa, we love our teams competition, and this is something, you know, you can get in on the ground level on, because we just started it rolled it out last year, and it's growing, but it's a great way to come and do the race with your friends. I mean, we have these are sort of constituency based teams, so you know. Corporate team, sort of corporate challenge, high school, college alumni teams, active duty teams, of course, law enforcement teams. So we have various categories. Again, it's all on our website, marinemarathon.com.
Right.
But it's just a great way to come and do the race, have a little extra skin in the game, right?
Yes.
Another reason to show up and represent, right?
Oh, yeah. There's a competitive spirit for everybody.
Right. You don't want to let down your teammates. That's what Marines understand. I mean, that's what the Marine Corps is all about, just not letting down your teammates.
Yep.
So, you know, I think it's something that's going to be an important part of this race very soon. Yeah. And we have some great new awards that you can win. Okay. It's not too late to register your team. Okay. And you know, be the top performing company, school. Or Marine or unit, you know, military unit at the Marine Corps Historic Half. So
how cool would that be to say? Like, we were the top competing team. You got bragging rights for the year, and it's always more fun to run with a group who's supportive, right? I mean, yes, the competitive edge makes it even better, but
you've got a little wall space for some awards here.
We do. Yeah. You are right about this. Well, maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Oh, darn. I don't know. Maybe we can get in some of our sales team up there.
There you go.
Volunteer them for the rest of us.
There you go. Right. Yeah,
it's late notice.
Exactly.
It's late notice. We'll see you next year.
Okay, perfect. Okay. I'll start training now. I'll need to do that.
You have a year.
I have a year or so, right? Well, I'm speaking with Kristen and Alex with the 17th Annual Marine Corps Historic Half. Oh, I can't wait to break the news to my coworkers on that one. This is going to be a fun event. You can still register. Of course, the Lifestyle Expo is happening the day before on Saturday, and then the race happens on Sunday. For any of the information that people need that we went over today, where can they go?
MarineMarathon.com.
Okay. And follow on social?
Correct. So we are on Facebook, X, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Okay.
We even have a YouTube channel.
Wow.
If you want to check us out there. But any of our social media channels. And then, of course, if you want specific information to the event, we will be having a Marine Corps Historic Half app going live any minute.
Okay. Perfect.
And we'll post on our social media channels when that is live.
Right. Okay, perfect. And last question, I meant to ask this earlier. Are there still volunteer opportunities? Do you guys still need volunteers?
We always
need
love
volunteers. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure if the portal has closed, but if somebody does want to volunteer, they can just contact us at MCM Customer Service.
Okay.
At usmc-mccs.org.
Okay.
And we can put them in touch with our volunteer coordinator.
Perfect.
But one slight caveat to that is just that we can't have race day shows. You can't show up to the event and expect to volunteer.
Okay.
I mean, we love our volunteers. We count on our volunteers.
Yeah.
But the issue is, just out of abundance of caution and safety, there's a vetting process we have for volunteers. It's short, it's easy, and if you reach out now, we can still get you through it. But that's just one. It's something that's developed recently.
Okay.
And we just need to make sure everybody. It's a safe environment, a safe, happy environment for everybody. Just need to do that one extra step.
And that's good to know as well. And honestly, you guys, this is always so organized so well. It goes off without a hitch every time. So it's important to get in on it early to be a part of that.
Yes. Come on out.
Come on out. Cheer on. That's what we'll be doing this year. And then I'll break the news to the coworkers for next year. But we're excited to be there. And Kristen and Alex, thank you so much for coming in today again. I can't wait for the race.
Thanks for having us.
Always fun to be here.
Thank you. And that'll do it for In the Community this week. If you are a nonprofit and need to bring attention to your cause or organization, please reach out through this station's website, and we will see you next week.